Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to the Revision Revolution Day 4 of Advanced Performance Management. As promised, today we are going to do a mock paper. So let's begin with the mock without wasting any further time. If you guys have any doubts, you guys have to put it in the comment section so that we can answer it. Okay. This is the mock paper. I will just read a gist of the paper. This is the mock paper of 2019 of September. The time allowed to answer this mock paper, as discussed earlier in the first lecture, is 3 hours 15 minutes. This paper is divided into two sections. Section A, which has one question of 50 marks, and Section B, which has two questions of 25 marks each. That again makes it 50 marks. Okay. Instructions: take a few moments to review the notes on the inside of this page titled "Get into Good Exam Habits Now" before attempting this exam. Do not open this paper until you are ready to start under examination conditions. Now, this is a mock. Okay. The reason for us insisting that please do a mock is we want you all to get an idea of how the real examination is going to be. That is why until you're 100% ready, prepared, don't give the mock. Having said that, before the examination, you have to give at least 2 mocks to be well versed with the examination conditions. So be fair to yourself, be truthful to yourself, because ultimately, if you cheat at home, it's going to be difficult for you in the real examination. However, if at home you are very focused and you decide that I'm going to give this mock in proper examination conditions, that will be useful for you. Effective time management: watch the clock, allow 1.95 minutes per mark, work out how long you can spend on each question and do not exceed that time. Take a few moments to think what the requirements are asking for and how you're going to answer them. Remember, in the section A question, the detail of the requirement is embedded in the scenario. So if the question is a 50 marker, so you type 50 into 1.95 minutes per mark. That means 97.5 minutes. That means 1 hour, somewhere around 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 1 hour 40 minutes types. So that much time you have to answer section A. Like that you have to calculate, and when you start exceeding that time, leave the question and switch to the next question. Do not waste time. The paper follows the same format as the real examination. You should read through the paper and plan the order in which you would like to tackle questions. I think I told you this on the first day also. If you feel I want to get done with section B first and then start with section A, you can do that. If you feel that I want to complete section A first and then go to section B, it's your choice. Always start with the one you feel most confident about. But don't read the entire paper and then decide, because then that is going to just give you tension regarding, okay, this part I don't know, that part I don't know. So first only you make up your mind that you want to start with section A or section B. If you like doing smaller questions first and then concentrating on the big fish, do it. If you like finishing the big fish first and then concentrating on the smaller bits, do it first. But don't read it entirely and then decide. Okay? Read the requirements carefully. As I always tell you all, read the requirement first so you exactly know what you're looking for in the question. Focus on mark allocation so that we can also focus on the time, questions, words, and potential overlap between requirements. Identify and make sure you pick up the easy marks available in each question. So whatever is easy, first answer it fast. Whatever are the independent requirements, the requirements which are independent of the question, answer those requirements first. Effective layout. If the examining team cannot read your answer, they cannot award you any marks. Therefore, try to make your answer as clear as possible for the examining team. As I told you, we don't have to write the answer according to what we feel is right. We want to impress the examiner. We want to tell the examiner that, see, I have studied hard. I've studied hard from the last whatever months, and this is the best possible answer that I can write. So the examiner is kind of impressed and gives you that marks. Now the examiner doesn't know you personally, so the only way of telling about yourself to the examiner is by writing a fantastic paper. Okay. And as I told you, this is like a cooking competition where you have limitation of time and limitation of ingredients with whatever is available. Make sure you present your best dish in front of the examiner so that the examiner doesn't understand that you have limitation of knowledge and time. He feels that you have made the perfect mixture of all the ingredients and the time limit that you had available. With written elements, try and make a number of distinct points using headings and short paragraphs. You should aim to make a separate point for each mark. As I told you, clear and concise language. Clear and concise language has professional marks. Now for the first, section A, the 50 marker question has 10 marks of professional, and section B is having, every question is having 5 of professional marks. These professional marks are dependent on how you answer the remaining paper. So the 10 marks in section A is fully dependent on how you answer the 40 marks. Depending on your answer regarding the 40 marks, you will get those 10 marks. And what are the points? Clear and concise language, proper presentation, everything, like, the perfect answer. Ensure that you explain the points you're making. That is, why is the point a strength? Criticism. How will it affect an organization's performance or the way performance is managed in the organization? All these points need to be taken into consideration. Give yourself plenty of space to add extra lines as necessary. It will also make it easier for the examining team to mark. When you're writing the answer, if you feel that, okay, I'm running out of time, I need to switch to the next question, I'll see later on, if I get time, I'll come back. So give yourself that plenty of space and add extra lines if necessary, and make it easier for the examiner to mark. Write the question numbers properly. Okay, this is the answer of question to A part. This is the answer of question to B part, so that you are not confusing the examiner. Right, if you confuse the examiner doesn't know what sort of mess you have written, where is this answer, where is that answer, and even though you have written everything right, the examiner will be irritated because he cannot find the answers. So he might not be in a very good mood to award you a good answer. If you want to be proper, your presentation also needs to be proper. So please remember all these points before you write the examination. And time allocation is very important. That makes us start section A. So we are starting from section A because we have already done 4 questions of section B. Let's just have a practice of how section A questions needs to be answered. Obviously, this question is compulsory and must be attempted. There's no option in either section A or B. So first, always, what will you do? You will read the requirement. So now, draft the report for the board of Crown Oak. You have to present the answer in the form of a report. Always, section A answers would be in a form of a report. Okay, so you should know the pro forma of the report slightly, because you have to start it like a report, which responds to the instructions for your work you have received in the following areas. Evaluation of the fit between current KPIs and CSFs. Evaluation of how well the CSFs reflect the competitive pressure Crown Oak is facing. The benefits of introducing a TQM approach. The benefits of benchmarking Crown Oak's performance against Henderson's. The benefits of including long-term performance measures in the bonus scheme. And professional marks is 4 for this particular thing. Now just remember, it was introduced from September 2022. The 10 marks of professional for section A and 10 marks for section B. This paper is a September 2019 paper. So just remember that this amendment is a recent amendment. We don't have a lot of papers of the recent amendment. So bear with it. But in your real examination, your section A will be only of 40 marks, 10 marks will be professional. Okay. So don't worry about that. So now we have read all the requirements. right? These are the appendix that are available. So now let's read the question. You are the management accountant at Crown Oak Construction, Crown Oak, and you have been working with the directors on a number of issues related to the company's performance management, company information and mission. First, about what the company does and what its mission is. Crown Oak Construction is a well-established listed company based in the Western European country. It specializes in the construction of timber framed buildings such as barns, garages, carports, etc., which are built to order. Traditionally, Crown Oak has always used timber sourced from its own country, and it prides itself on only using the timber from sustainable sources. Crown Oak's mission statement is to create value for shareholders through constructing high quality, cost effective, sustainably produced buildings for our customers. Customer satisfaction and service have always been key elements of Crown Oak's business model. The board have identified the following critical success factors, that is CSFs, for the business. What are the critical success factors? To improve productivity by using leading edge construction techniques, to maximize profits within acceptable level of risk, to maintain customer satisfaction by providing excellent customer service. Competitive advantage. Historically, Crown Oak and Henderson Construction have been the two main companies in the market, but recently a new competitor, ProTim, has entered the market. ProTim is based in another European country, and it makes pre-packaged timber framed buildings which are much quicker to construct than Crown Oak's designs have historically been. However, not all of the timber used in ProTim's building comes from sustainable sources. In response to the threat from ProTim, Crown Oak's directors have decided to move into buildings of pre-assembled wooden structure houses imported from a northern European country. Pre-assembled buildings are cheaper than Crown Oak's current build-to-order units, and the directors believe there's a need for cheaper products as interest rates have recently started rising again, a move which some analysts believe could threaten the fragile economic recovery in Crown Oak's country. The move into this new market for pre-assembled buildings will involve considerable investment in new non-current assets and will lead to additional direct labor being employed. Crown Oak has already begun to purchase the new equipment required. As this is a growing market, the directors believe that in the longer term, it will be profitable new area of market share for the company. By contrast, the directors of Henderson have decided to concentrate on maintaining current market share and have no plans to grow by developing new products or entering new markets. However, the company continues to monitor its cost constantly and reduces these wherever possible in a bid to increase profitability by improving operating efficiency. Performance information. The monthly reports produced for the board of directors include summary financial information and key performance indicators, that is the KPIs. The assistant accountant has already correctly calculated the KPI figures for the full year along with some supporting notes. The current KPIs were selected by Crown Oak's previous finance director, who had worked for the company for a number of years before he retired last year. However, the current FD, who was recruited from another construction company, is concerned that Crown Oak is not paying sufficient attention to market share and cost control. He has suggested that Crown Oak's KPIs, that is key performance indicators, should be updated, although there was a little enthusiasm for this from the other board members, who argue that the current measures have allowed them to run the business successfully for a number of years. The FD wants your views on two important aspects of Crown Oak's KPIs and CSFs. Firstly, he wants your thoughts on how the KPIs fit with the CSFs. He has asked that you take each CSF in turn and evaluate how the current KPIs fit to that CSF. Secondly, he wants you to evaluate the extent to which CSFs reflect the competitive pressure which Crown Oak is facing. Recent events. The operations director has raised concerns about the validity of the budgeted figures for the last year. He is aware that Crown Oak's performance has been worse than budgeted, but pointed out that the budget had not anticipated the new market entrant and also did not accurately reflect the mix of products Crown Oak sold during the year. In Appendix 2, in particular, the number of customers undertaking bond conversations has fallen significantly as a result of the recent increase in interest rate, which has made customers more reluctant to take out loans needed to fund the project. The operations director is also concerned about an increase in the number of jobs where Crown Oak has had to carry out remedial work after the initial construction has been completed. He is concerned that the current performance reporting system makes it difficult to distinguish between remedial cost and construction cost. Consequently, he thinks that the true cost of quality and actually significantly higher than those shown in the summary financial information. TQM, that is the total quality management. As such, he has suggested that Crown Oak would benefit from introducing a TQM approach to managing resources and projects across the company. He has asked for your help in explaining how Crown Oak could benefit from such an approach. Then, performance report and benchmarking. The finance director wants to present a report at the next board meeting looking at Crown Oak's performance in the last year, as well as other performance management issues. He has asked you to help draft this report for him. The comparison of Crown Oak's performance to Henderson is something which has been included in the summary management information for many years now. Although the finance director has agreed it should be retained in the information pack for 20x5, he has raised concern about its value and wants these concerns to be included in the report. As such, he has asked you to evaluate the benefit of benchmarking Crown Oak's performance against Henderson. Then bonuses. Crown Oak operates a bonus scheme for its management and staff. However, in order to be eligible for bonuses in any year, the company's actual profit before interest and tax must be above budget. As profits for the year to 31 March 20x5 were below budget, no bonuses will be paid for the year. However, the Remuneration Committee is currently reviewing the bonus scheme and is considering introducing a long-term incentive plan for the directors. The FD has asked you to explain the benefits of including long-term performance measures in the bonus scheme as well as short-term ones. These are the requirements, and these are the appendix. This is Appendix 1. This is the notes for Appendix 1. This is Appendix 2, and so on. Now, for every question, I showed you in the constructive workspace also. For every question, you will have one spreadsheet and one Word file. When you're writing A, for example, in the spreadsheet, you will not answer this evaluation. You will answer this in the word processor. So in that you write A. Now if this B1, I want to answer it partly in spreadsheet and partly in Word. In spreadsheet I'll write B, in Word also I'll write B. Even if you don't write this question number, it's okay, because for every question number you have a new spreadsheet and a new Word file. But at least you have to write A, B, C, D, whatever it is. Okay. So let's begin with the first part. Evaluation of the fit between current KPIs and CSF. So for example, this is my word for this particular question. I'll start it like that. I can also write the question number if I want, to avoid confusion and to make the presentation better. So question 1, it will hardly take a second. A part. Okay. And then what does the A part say? Evaluation of the fit between current KPIs and CSFs. Evaluation of the fit between current KPIs CSS. And then I will start the answer in the forms of clear and concise language, headings and subheadings. So this is how I need to write it. Now refer to the question. Evaluation of the fit between current KPIs and CSFs. So start writing the answer. But if you remember, you have to write it as a report to the directors. So it should be like a report writing. So your answer should start like this. Before A part, you have the entire question is going to be like a report. So before you write the A part, you write to Board of Crown Oak. From Finance Director, date, whatever is the date you write, I'll write it in the form of XX, XX, XXX, whatever the date is, and then write subject, and you write performance management issues. Okay, and then you write in this, the A part is I want to tell the Board of Crown Oak, and I'm the finance director. I want to tell them about the evaluation of fit between current KPIs and CSFs, and then I will start the answer. But before that, I will also write an introduction to the report. So I will write and in the introduction I will kind of write what the report is going to contain. So I will start it. The report evaluates the effectiveness of Crown Oak's KPIs and CSFs in measuring the company's performance and addressing the issues it faces in its competitive environment. The report also explains the potential benefits of introducing a total quality management, that is TQM approach at Crown Oak and evaluates the benefits of benchmarking Crown Oak's performance against Henderson. The report concludes by considering the potential issues facing the board in relation to balancing the short-term and longer-term performance of the company. Then you start with the A part, evaluation of the fit between CSFs and KPIs. So how will you link that? First of all, improve productivity by using leading edge construction techniques. Okay. First, units sold. The number of units sold in a month provides some indication of Crown Oak's productivity because the build to order model means that Crown Oak needs to build each unit before it can sell it. However, there are several limitations with using units sold as a performance measure, that is, number of units sold will be influenced by customer demand as well as Crown Oak's own productivity. The measure does not take into account of the different types of units being built, although a smaller unit such as a carport would take less time to build. Then a larger unit such as barn. As appendix 2 indicates, so such as barn. After that, if the number of units built is compared to the number of employees, that is units built per employee, this could indicate how productive Crown Oak staff are and what impact new equipment and new construction techniques are having on labor productivity. Lower revenue than budget alongside higher than budgeted staff numbers may be an indicator of falling labor productivity, or not falling, failing labor productivity. Again, however, this still doesn't take any account of the different types of units being sold. However, measuring the number of units sold does not provide any information about the extent to which Crown Oak is using leading edge construction technique. The fact that Crown Oak is moving into pre-assembled house market and is acquiring new assets to support. This suggests that it is receptive to new ideas. However, it is difficult to assess how far these correspond to developments in construction, techniques, or to assess what impact those techniques are having on productivity. In future, it could be useful to subdivide the number of units sold into two product categories. And what are the categories? Traditional and pre-assembled, to compare the relative productivity and profitability of each category. This was the first one, that is units sold, based on units sold. The next one you can write is based on gross profit percentage. It is possible that the GP margin obtained on each building could provide an indication of the efficiency with which Crown Oak uses its resources in production. Again, however, there are potential limitations with using margin as an indicator of productivity. For example, Crown Oak may not be able to control raw material cost per unit, such as the price of timber, used. Also, it is not clear. If any, it's not clear. If any quality control work, example, is undertaken by Crown Corps permanent staff. As opposed to the work undertaken by the temporary on-site staff and subcontractors whose costs are included within gross profit percentage. Then time periods. The board report also only shows actual figures against budget. Whatever KPIs are chosen in order to assess whether production rates are improving over time. It would be useful to compare actual performance against a prior period. What else can you like? Write about CPU contribution per unit. Although this indicator provides monetary values, it provides little additional information to that provided by the GP percentage. The way Crown Corps figures are reported means that gross profit and contribution are the same thing. is debatable. Whether both indicators are key in terms of monitoring how well Crown Oak is maximizing profit. Then next is ROCE, that is return on capital employed. Then for return on capital employed, ROCE indicates how efficiently Crown Oak is using its capital in order to generate profits. As such, this KPI should also encourage profit maximization. Although there could be concerns that using ROCE as a profit measure may encourage short-termist behavior at the expense of long-term decisions. However, at the moment, the board still appears willing to take decisions on the basis of longer term, even though those decisions may reduce ROCE in the short term. Then next one is what you can say about operational gearing. Although Crown Oak doesn't monitor financial gearing, monitoring operating gearing should help it ensure the company keeps its level of business risk to an acceptable level. Using subcontractors to do work which might otherwise be done by permanent staff could help to reduce the level of fixed to variable cost. The next, what else can we talk about? An evaluation of the fit between current KPIs and CSFs. We can talk about customer satisfaction score. The customer satisfaction score obtained through the customer survey provides a good way of measuring how satisfied customers are with Crown Oaks products. Again, however, in order to judge whether satisfaction levels are being maintained, comparative figures from previous periods should be provided to compare against the scores for the current period. Moreover, it is not clear exactly what customers are being asked to score. Whether it is the quality and design of the building itself or the whole customer experience they have received throughout their dealings with Crown. Both of these will be important in maintaining Crown Oaks' position as a quality brand. This is regarding customer satisfaction. Then we can write about quality costs. Next one can be Brown Oak appears to be pursuing a differentiation strategy based on the quality of its products and the cost of quality KPI gives an indication of how much the company has spent on quality management. However, it is not clear whether these costs are due to preventive actions or whether they are a result of having to correct defective products. Moreover, the operations director's concern about the completeness and accuracy of the figure for quality costs further reduces its usefulness as a performance indicator. In this respect, it could be useful to monitor the number of customer complaints received, the number of customer complaints received, as well as the summary customer satisfaction score. Okay, so this is regarding quality cost. So this was for 11 marks. We started it from here. Okay, the professional marks will also be included for this introduction, the way you're writing the email, that is the report, and all of that. So now next is the B part. The B part is evaluation of how well the CSF reflect the competitive pressure Crown Oak is facing. Before we begin the B part, we take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, the B part says evaluation of how well the CSFs reflect the competitive pressure Crown Oak is facing. You have to write about the competitive pressure that they're facing. One second, I'll just refer. Crown Oak's performance has been worse than budgeted. So that is the one of the effect of extent to which competitive pressure Crown Oak is facing. So the B part is competitive pressure Crown Oak is facing. Right? So the first one we have is new entrants. Crown Oak's performance measures appear to have designed when the market was relatively stable. That with itself and Henderson sharing a large proportion of the market. However, recently the dynamics of the market have changed following the entry of protein. Right, this is a new entrant into the market. And because of this, if you notice that the market share of Crown Oaks has fallen. So if you see, the market, total market has fallen. Last year it was 1. Timber frame buildings in Oak Country. First it was 434 to 1585. Now it is 439 in relation to 1670. So the market share has fallen. And how is the market share calculated is 434 divided by 1585. So if you do 434 divided by 1585, you will get 27.4%. So that was the market share previously. Now it is 439 divided by 1670. Now it is 26. So it has fallen from 27.4 to 26.28. That is, you can round it off at 26.3. So that is the fall in the market share between 20x4 and 20x5. Crown Oaks market share fell from 27.4% to 26.3%. And if Protim's is successful, its presence would reduce Crown Oak's market share further. However, currently the critical success factors does not directly refer to maintaining market share. Okay, this is the first competitive pressure that Crown Oak is facing. That is the entrance of new competitors into the market. That is Protim. Now, what is the second pressure that it is facing? It's also facing a pressure of brand strength. As an established player in the market, Crown Oak's brand should hopefully be relatively well known. However, Crown Oak needs to ensure that it uses its brand strength so that potential customers choose one of its products in preference to Protim's products. The reference to customer satisfaction in the current critical success factors could be seen as relevant here, but it could be useful to refer directly to the importance of developing brand loyalty and sustaining Crown Oak's competitive position. Then what is the next competitive pressure that it is facing? It's also facing a pressure of technology and innovation because Protim appears to take advantage of the new technology that is there in the market, like pre-assembled housing and all of that, whereas Crown Oak appears to still pre-assembled pe hi hai wo. It's not yet on the pre-assembled housing and all the recent technology. So that is the next pressure, because obviously as a consumer, even if you have to pay a little extra, you will go with the brand and you will go with the technology and you will go with the innovation. So that is the next pressure that Crown Oak is facing, that is of technology Protem appears to take advantage of new production techniques What is that? Example, pre-assembled housing and Trauno appears to have responded to this by moving into the pre-assembled market itself. Moreover, Trauno appears to have acknowledged the importance of technology and development by identifying the need to use leading edge construction techniques as critical success. And what is the next pressure that it is facing? Competitive pressure of quality and cost is always there. Quality or cost. So be anything, even if your competitor is like weaker than you, but there's always a battle of quality and cost with your competitor. So historically, Brown Oak's business strategy appears to have been to compete on the basis of quality. However, the recent increase in interest rates and uncertainty over the strength and the economy of the economy in its country. Mean that customers are becoming more price sensitive. If customers are becoming more price sensitive, then controlling costs is likely to become a vital element of the company's ensure success. However, the CSFs do not directly mention anything about cost control or quality. Despite them being mentioned in Crown Oak's mission statement. What is the next pressure that it faces? To sustain in the market. So sustainability. Another factor which distinguishes Crown Oak's products from Pro-Tim's is that Crown Oak uses timber from sustainable sources, while Pro-Tim doesn't. In this respect, Crown Oak might be able to use social responsibility as a means of differentiating itself from Pro-Tim. Again, however, there is currently nothing about social responsibility in the company's critical success factors. It is not clear when the CSFs were established, but given the changes in the external competitive environment, it could be useful to reassess whether Crown Oak's CSFs still truly reflect the aspects of performance which are critical to its competitive success. If not, there is a danger that Crown Oak performance measurement system could suffer from this, that is an unwillingness to change the performance measure system once it has been set up. The apparent reluctance to consider any new KPIs could be seen as an example of this kind of behavior. That becomes the B part. Now what does the C part say? The benefits of total quality management. For 8 marks you have to write the benefits of TQM. So let's write about the benefits of TQM. First benefit of total quality management is what? 0 defects. It is for 8 marks. Write accordingly. First one is 0 defects. One of the key principles TQM is that rather than striving for an optimal level, of quality, the target should be 0 defects. There has recently been an increase in the number of jobs where Crown has had to carry out remedial work after the initial construction has been completed. Suggesting that there were defects in the initial work. Total quality management aims to eliminate those initial defects and the associated remedial costs. That that is the first one, that is the benefit of total quality management. Zero defects and also defect protection is a benefit of total quality management, wherein you focus on quality. So first thing is, when you focus on quality, you have zero defects. The defects that you have, you protect it further. Defect prevention. So defects that you already have, you will make them zero, and further defects you will prevent yourself. So the second one is defect prevention, is one of the other benefit of TQM, wherein you focus purely on quality. Linked to this, another of the key principle of TQM is that instead of relying on inspection to identify defects, causes of the defects need to be identified, and then appropriate steps taken to prevent defects occurring. That is, previously only you are taking steps. The fact that the amount of remedial work is currently increasing may indicate that there are defects in crown notes, construction process, identifying these defects and steps taken to remedy them should help to prevent similar problems occurring on future jobs. Okay, that is the defect prevention. Then the third one is, which is the benefit of TQM, is failure costs. Another of the principle behind TQM is that companies often significantly underestimate failure costs, which could include cost of remedial work, management time, sorting out problems, and loss of confidence Crown Oaks cost of quality are already significantly higher than budget, but the operation director thinks they are currently understated. This reinforces the principles that companies often underestimate failure costs and also suggest there could be a direct financial benefit from preventing defects. Okay, this is the again failure cost which is there. Then next is quality culture. About quality culture, what can you say? The fact that customer satisfaction score is below expectations could also be linked to the increasing number of problems requiring remedial work. Crown Oaks mission highlights their aim to construct high quality buildings and this should be supported by a focus on quality across the organization. Again, the idea that every person across the company should focus on quality in their area of work is one of the key principles of total quality management. Related to this, emphasizing the importance of quality and associated costs should help to ensure that remedial costs are recorded more accurately, which in turn help the directors monitor Crown Oaks performance more accurately. Okay. Then next, total quality management also focuses on customer focus and customer satisfaction. TQM highlights the importance of organizations meeting customer needs and expectations. However, this should again be consistent with Crown Oaks business model and the emphasis it places on customer satisfaction. If Crown Oak understands its customer needs and meets them, then what will happen? Consistently, then this should help to improve the customer satisfaction. Okay. So this was for benefits of total quality management. Now the D part of the answer. The benefits of benchmarking Crown Oaks performance against Henderson. The benefits of benchmarking, having a benchmark set. So let's write the T part, that is the benefits of benchmark. First one is competitor benchmarking. Okay. The benefits of benchmarking Crown Oaks performance against Henderson. By comparing its performance against Henderson's Crown Oak is benchmark. financial performance against a competitor. Okay. As with any benchmarking exercise, the benefit of this comparison is that it can help Crown Group identify how well it is performing. With a view to improving performance in any areas in which Henderson appears to be performing better than it. Comparing financial performance with the competitor and so to remind management that external factors can have an impact on the company's own performance. So it is important to consider these external factors as well as assessing internal performance. Okay. This is the first. However, just not talking about the benefits of benchmarking, but you should also consider that there are limitations of benchmarking. However, there are some significant limitations in the current comparison we make between Crown Oak's performance and Henderson's. In that, what can you write? There is a comparability or rather you can say compatibility of companies that is Crown Oak is looking to diversify its product portfolio and has been investing in new equipment and recruiting additional staff to help support its future growth. By contrast, Henderson's strategy is to focus only on its existing market, but to control costs and operate as efficiently as possible. As such, the two companies appear to be pursuing different competitive strategies, which means that comparing financial performance for a single year may have limited value. The fact that the current report only looks at summary financial data rather than any non-financial management information also limits its usefulness. For example, although it enables a comparison of the company's financial result, provides little insight into the efficiency of the processes or operations which it ultimately has. Then the next one we have is choice of competitor. Before we write choice of competitor, we take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, so let's begin. Choice of the competitor. In addition, the current benchmarking exercise only compares Crown Oak's performance against Henderson's. However, given the threat from token and the fact that Crown Oak is starting to build pre-assembled houses in response to that threat. There is an argument that it might actually be more useful to compare Crown Oak's performance in the area against Bruton. And the last one of this lot of benefits of benchmarking is market share. One useful way of assessing the relative performance of all three companies could also be to look at market share. We already record the total market share size, and by obtaining the total revenue figure we could show the summary performance indicator comparing the market share of all three companies. Monitoring changes in market share over time would potentially provide the directors with more useful management information, then the current comparison. Right? We have already noted that Crown, Oak's critical success factors don't currently refer to market share, or sales growth, although it could be instructive for them to do so. In this respect, including market share data in the monthly report could then provide management with an indicator to assess how well Crown Oak is performing against critical success factor. So that becomes the D part, that is the benefits of benchmarking. Then the part E, which is the last part, which is the benefits of including long performance measures in the bonus scheme, that is short versus long-term performance. Basically that you have to say, benefits of including benefits of long-term performance in bonus scheme. In general terms, it could be argued that the directors of a company have a short-term interest in their company. In terms of their employment and remuneration, whereas the equity investors have a longer term interest, as they have made an investment in the shares in order to secure a return over time. The first benefit of including long-term performance in bonus scheme is bonuses. Crown Oaks bonus scheme currently reinforces the focus on short-term performance since bonuses will only be paid if annual profit targets are achieved. In this respect, the bonus scheme could lead to decisions being made on the basis of short-term profit, not longer term. Shareholder value. For example, Crown Oak might be able to reduce material costs by switching timber suppliers but this could be damaging to its brand and reputation in the longer term. If there are problems with the quality of the wood, or it is found not to come from sustainable sources. Second one is what? Benefits of long-term performance in bonus scheme. Performance measures. There is a saying in PM, that is performance management, that what gets measured gets done, and in this respect the aspects of performance which Crown Oak measures in its KPIs might again suggest a focus on short-term performance rather than longer-term shareholder value. In particular, profit margins and ROC. As we noted earlier, the use of ROCE as a performance measure can also discourage long-term strategic investments by an organization, because investing in new capital leads to decline in ROC in the short term. This appears likely to be the case in relation to the new pre-assembled house business. However, the directors believe that the pre-assembled housing market is a growing market, and therefore it can be a source of profitable growth. Of groundwork in the future. In this respect, it appears that the directors have invested with the aim of generating growth in the longer term, and generating value for the shareholders in the longer term. These are the benefits of having long term. Then one more benefit is that long term incentive plans the suggestion to introduce long-term incentive plan appears to be designed to encourage management to think more about long-term value creation than short-term. So these are the benefits of having long-term plans. So the purpose of the long-term incentive to reward executives for achieving the company's strategic objectives and thereby maximizing shareholder value. You need to encourage management to focus on long-term value creation may be of greater importance given the decision to move into new business areas such as pre-assembled wooden housing. Long-term incentive plans typically run for 3 to 5 years. Rather than being based on a single year. As the current bonus scheme is this again could help to reduce the pressure on short-term profit, right? And finally, if you have forgotten, this is a report that we have written. So for every report that you write, you have to give a conclusion of the report, because you don't have to confuse the examiner with various aspects, but you have to finally conclude. And then what is your conclusion about the entire report? So section A is normally a report. So the report has shown that there is a need to improve performance management at Crown. Currently, the KPIs that are used do not provide a strong enough link to Crown Oak's critical success factors. Most notably, in the use of leading edge construction techniques. It will also be important to reassess whether the current critical success factors are still appropriate given the new competitive pressure being faced. there is a compelling argument to develop our quality management benchmarking processes and incentive scheme to reflect these new pressures. So that is the conclusion of the report that we can give, and that finishes your section A. Now this is an ideal answer. Okay, obviously there are going to be a lot of deductions in this because in the real examination, when you write it down in your own words, the answer kind of becomes a little less. So obviously you can complete it in 1 hour 45 minutes, but this is like a perfect version of the answer. Okay. Then the second one. This is for 25 marks. Again, this is a paper of 2019. Here there is no 5 marks for professional. So before we begin with section B, we take a break of 5 minutes. So starting with question 2. Whenever we start with a question, we read with the requirement first. So the requirement says, explain the growing emphasis on non-financial performance indicators for a business such as GA, which is Glenn Associates. Using only the information provided, produce a range of non-financial performance indicators for each of the following headings. Non-financial performance indicators for competitiveness, for resource utilization, and for quality, and explain the importance to GA of each indicator of performance you produce and assess GA's performance as a result. In the context of the managing director's request, briefly explain the dimensions of the performance and explain how the dimension links to standards and targets. This is the appendix 1. Which has number of installations in last year and this year, number of service contracts last year and this year, time between initial inquiry and installation, chargeable time of engineers, installation, how much time it takes for engineers, and that is the chargeable time, and how much time it takes for service providing. Time to reach client when called out, 3.2 hours average. Then number of customer complaints, for installation the customer complaints are 934, and for service the installation complaints are 1250. Then total engineer hours for installation is 68,300, and for services 213,750. Number of engineers employed for installation is 34, and for services 95. So everything is distributed among installation and service. Number of service callouts is 14,320. Inquiries turned into contracts for new businesses, which we've turned into contracts, is 303,005. For repeat businesses, 1510. Total client inquiries for new business is repeat business. For new business is, I think this is missed out, and for repeated business is 1840. Net profit is 9,47,600, and revenue is 11,840,000, and the requirement is total for 25 marks. And this is the question. Company background and strategic issues. Glenn Associates GA is a security firm which provides installation and service contracts for security systems for private and business clients. In the last few years, the amount of business generated has started to slow, and the directors realize that in order to maintain their success, the business must grow. The strategy of the business is to increase their customer base. This is particularly important for installation, as once a system is installed by GA, the service business should follow automatically. A further strategic concern of the directors is that business will only be retained if the quality of the service provided by GA is of the highest standard. A further aspect of the strategy of business is that cost must be controlled in order to encourage sales without increasing prices. Performance indicators. In the past, the managing director of GA has only assessed performance of the company on the basis of financial performance indicators. However, having recently attended a course which touched on the subject of the importance of non-financial performance indicators, he is now considering whether to incorporate relevant indicators into the management accounting reporting system. The managing director has provided you with the data about the company's performance. The most recent financial year ended 31 March 20x5, which is an appendix 1. Glenn Associates engineers receive a performance-related bonus which is currently based on the company's net profit. The managing director is also considering including non-financial indicators in the engineers' bonus scheme. The managing director has suggested using Fitzgerald and Moon's building block model, which was also mentioned on the course he attended, as a framework for the scheme. Explain the growing emphasis on the non-financial performance indicators for the business. Why non-financial performance indicators are especially given so much importance here? Why is it growing so much emphasis on the non-financial performance indicators? So let's write the solution to the A part. This is question 2, solution A, and we start. It is now fairly widely considered or recognized that concentration on financial performance indicators alone is too narrow a focus for business and means that important goals and factors may be ignored. Financial performance measures are historic, often out of date when reported, and short-term in nature. Further, managers are more likely to narrow their thinking if only financial performance indicators are considered. Non-financial performance indicators will tend to make managers consider external factors such as customers and competitors. This in turn can result in managers thinking more strategically about the business and making decisions to improve service rather than increase short-term profit or profitability. In the current business environment, factors such as quality, delivery, reliability, after-sales service, and customer satisfaction are vital to continued success of any business. If you see, Such elements of business cannot be quantified and reported using the traditional financial performance indicators. Such as profit margins and return on capital employed. This is particularly true of service industries such as that of Glen Associates, where the quality and flexibility of service that they provide to their customers is of extreme importance in a competitive market. GA's reputation relies upon not only the reliability of the product that it supplies, the security system, but also the service that it provides in terms of the speed and quality installation and emergency response, and its reliability in terms of security systems. So this is the answer of the A part of question 2. Now the B part says, using the information provided, produce a range of non-financial performance indicators under each of the following headings for competitiveness, resource utilization, and quality. So what you have to do in this, for competitiveness we can use inquiries. How competitive is it? The new business and the reported business, right? For competitiveness we can use that. What else we can use? Increase in the number of contracts since the previous year can be competitiveness. Yes. Then for resource utilization, what can we use? Callouts, time to reach when client callouts. For installation and services, right? Call out time. For installation, the call out time is 62,830, and for service it is 166,790. Right, that can be for resource utilization. And then for quality, the next one is quality, right? For quality, what can we use? Quality can be determined by customer complaints. The lesser the complaints, the better is the quality. So for quality, you can take customer complaints as a percentage of contracts. So for installation, the customer complaints was 934 in relation to the total contracts that we had. Right? So total number of installations is 9635 and the complaints were 934. And for service installation, the complaints was 1250 and the total contracts was how much? Number of service contracts was how much? In 20x5, 18,890, and in 20x5 installations was 9635. So installation 934 divided by 9635 and service complaints 1250 divided by total number of services provided, that is 18,890. So that, based on that non-financial performance indicator, you can calculate for quality. And then the C part. In the context of managing director's request, briefly explain the dimensions of performance and explain how the dimensions link to standards and targets. So this is something that we will do tomorrow. We will do this B and C part and then the next question tomorrow. So that will complete our entire mock. Okay. Thank you so much for attending the lecture, and I hope this section A of the mock has really helped you guys. And I hope that you can solve it in the designated time that is given to you guys. Okay, thank you so much for attending the lecture, and please study well. There's still 1.5 week remaining, so please do well.